Jesus Christ, I cannot do thank you, Not Sure. I cannot do a stream without screwing something up in the very beginning. Oh my God. Anyway, hello, I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna pretend like that never happened. As a matter of fact, all right, guys, welcome. It is Saturday, June 21st, 2025, and I am coming to you live from the beautiful, wonderful city of Cape Town, South Africa. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous city. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you my view. I don't know if you can see it, but that right there, that's the ocean. That is the ocean. This Airbnb I have, it's filled with windows. And there's just, it's not right on the ocean because you have this, there's this nice little walkway area called the promenade that goes along the water. And a lot of people go running on there, they ride their bikes or, they walk their children and everything. But it is a gorgeous day. It is a beautiful day. And I think after I finish this stream, I'm going to head out. I'm going to head out in a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I can see from my window. I could turn the camera around and show you, but I put the shades down because there was so much light coming into the place. I couldn't see the screen on the monitor, so I had to put these shades down. But if you look over here, right over there, there's that's called Lion's Head. So you have Lion's Head Mountain. And then that goes up to Tabletop Mountain. Now I can't see Tabletop Mountain's like directly on the other side. I can't see that, but Lion's Head is right here. And I can see people parasailing, or not parasailing, they're basically taking, I guess it's called parasailing, I don't know. They take a big parachute basically from the top of the mountain down and then they land somewhere along the promenade. And I was like, you know what? I could do that. That would be a good video. But I already kind of told myself that like I wasn't going to do any video here in Cape Town for my travel channel because, I mean, if you look at my travel channel, like I did tons of videos from Cape Town last year. But then my editor was like, you really should try to like get out and see something different and actually do some video while you're in Cape Town. I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right. But the thing about that is, let's check this out. Check this out. If I go, let's look at the weather. And actually, I'll show you what I was escaping back home. So right here, this is what I'm escaping. This is at home. This is what Not Sure has to put up with. Tomorrow, 97. Monday, 99. Tuesday, 101. Wednesday, 99. So it is just like I could not have picked a better, like I got out just in time. The only way my timing could have been better was if I was leaving today. But of course, oh my God, don't even get me started on the travel. Like it feels like I left yesterday, but I left Thursday because, oh my God, the plane, yeah, Not Sure is saying that, I'm talking about the weather. So the storms that rolled in, there were huge storms Thursday night. So my flight was scheduled to take off at 6:30 on Thursday afternoon. So at about 3:45, I tell my wife, I'm like, all right, let's go. And like a normal grown man, I listen to WTOP on the way when I'm in my car. For those of you that don't know, WTOP is like a local news radio station in the Washington, D.C. area. Very famous, WTOP News. I'm Neil Augenstein with WTOP News. So if you know, you know. That's kind of one of those things. But so I'm listening to WTOP News, and they're like the emergency broadcast system is sounding, and they're like, major storms are passing by literally they're talking about how major storms are passing, are approaching the Dulles Airport area. And I'm just like, fuck. So we drive and it started to rain. It wasn't terrible. It was like there was some traffic. It was a little slow. It took us a little longer to get there, but I managed to get to the airport with plenty of time to spare. By then, the storms had rolled out. Like the storms, like there was like another branch of, like I'm looking on my weather app and I could see another branch of storms. I'm like, okay, well they'll probably roll out soon too. And so the plane was scheduled to leave at 6:20 p.m. First, it got delayed to 7:10. Then, can you hear the music, by the way? Then it got delayed to 7:40. Then it got delayed to 8:40. Then it got delayed to 9:40. Then it got delayed to 10:45. Then it got delayed to 11:30. We didn't take off until after midnight when we were supposed to take off at 6:30. It was horrible, horrible. And so thank God, thank the Lord in our year of the 2025. I don't know if I mentioned that. I was talking about 2025, our year of the Lord, but I think I might have been on mute. But thank God I had paid for the upgrade, because if I had to wait in the airport for 6.5 hours to just look forward to just sitting in economy class for 13 hours, I probably would have canceled the trip. Like because like United Airlines was sending you, it was like they were sending us updates like if you would like to cancel or reschedule your trip at no cost, and I was like, I could leave like a day or two later. Like I was like considering it, like, but. And so if I had been if I had been scheduled for economy class, I probably would have done that. I probably would have just gone home and been like, fuck it, I'll leave on the next flight, which I think is today on Saturday. I think they have flights every Saturday, Monday, and Thursday, I think, is when they do the flights from Dulles to Cape Town. But oh my God. So we get on the plane, and then we sit. And it took, once we got on the plane, we sat for an hour and a half. We didn't get in the air until like after 1 o'clock. Oh, it was such a nightmare. And then of course, I wasn't going to go to sleep right away. I was like, well, I paid all this money. I'm eating the food, damn it. So I had my meal. I slept for maybe 4 hours, 4 or 5. It wasn't as deep as a sleep as I got last year when I came here, but I got some sleep. Thankfully. And then, but my original plan was, okay, I'm gonna land in Cape Town. I'm gonna get, the plane was scheduled to land at 3:20, I think, 3:20 p.m. So my plan was, okay, I'm gonna land in Cape Town. I'm gonna get to the Airbnb. I'm not even going to change my clothes. I'm just gonna put my bags down, and I'm gonna go straight to the grocery store to buy some groceries. Then I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna like strip off my clothes and take a shower and have a poop, or I'm gonna have a poop and then take a shower, because why would you do it the other way around? That's ridiculous. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. But no, in the grocery store right around the corner closes at 9 o'clock. I didn't get to the Airbnb until 8:45, and I was like, well, guys, so I ended up going to the grocery store today. But it was just, oh, it was miserable. And I was just so disgusting. I had the same clothes on for so long, and it was just, ugh. Not Sure says, 4 to 5 hours of sleep makes the flight shorter. It does. It was still a pretty long flight, but it wasn't terrible. I flew economy to China. Luckily, each seat had a footrest. It was great. Huainan Airlines. No, it was, oh. It wasn't that bad, but then we landed in Cape Town, and I'm like texting my driver, because I arranged for a driver to pick me up, and mind you, I told him, I was like, yeah, you can probably pick me up around 4 o'clock, and like, so I'm like texted him, like it's been delayed, but luckily he was here waiting for me, which I mean, I feel confident. Like it was interesting, because it was like, I remember my arrival last night, I was able to kind of contrast it to my initial arrival last year. And I remember being very nervous when I got here, not really knowing what to expect, because it was my first time in Africa. It was the first time I'd ever set foot on the continent of Africa. And I didn't know what to expect. Like, I mean, you just don't know what to expect. Like, you don't know what to expect. And, but last night, it was like, oh yeah, no, I remember that. It was like there was a comfortableness, and I was thinking like, if the driver's not there, I know where I'm going. I know roughly how much it should be. So, you know, here a tip: if you're in a foreign country, and if a lot of foreign countries, I don't know that I've ever seen a meter in a foreign country. I think that's mostly an American thing, but generally with cab drivers, you should ask the price up front. Ask, like, if like I want to go to Sea Point. how much, so I knew, like, I had the confidence. That sounds stupid, but I had the confidence to get a taxi if I needed to, but I didn't need to, and it was great. The footrest was 10 out of 10. Every long haul flight should have them. I watch another streamer in Johannesburg. They have drinking water shortages there, supposedly. Yeah, Johannesburg. So I've never been to Johannesburg, but I will be in Johannesburg a week from today, but only for one night. I'm going to go to Johannesburg, and I'm going to spend one night there before I go to St. Helena. And then I was talking to the driver on the way here, and I was asking him if load shedding was back. So load shedding is when they do the rolling blackouts. I don't know why they call it load shedding. I guess they're shedding some of the load of the energy grid. But the apartment I had, it actually has a backup generator. But what happened is last year when I got to Cape Town, They told me that, oh, you're very lucky, because I got here maybe 2 weeks after the election last year, like after the national elections here in South Africa. And they were like, you're very lucky, because the government, what they did was they had load shedding, but then they stopped the load shedding before the election because they wanted people to be like, oh, look how nice the government is. We have electricity 24 hours a day. And so, but they never brought it back. So they've had constant electricity since then. Load shedding is a nice way to say they don't make enough power for everyone. Well, here's the interesting thing about South African power. So they have Botswana, from what I understand, southern Botswana gets most, if not all of its power from South Africa. And for a long time, Botswana had complete 24-hour, 7 days a week, reliable electricity, while cities in South Africa were doing, in that part, like up in the Johannesburg area, because Johannesburg's not that far from the Botswanan border. But like those areas were doing load shedding in South Africa because the power stations were selling their power to South Africa, to Botswana. So that seems kind of shitty. Hold on a second. I gotta. I gotta open up this door because it's getting warm. It's not that warm outside, but since this apartment is like all windows, it collects heat really well. Oh, so it gets hot. But from what I understand, so yeah, so it was kind of crappy, right? Because you had these places in Johannesburg or Pretoria that's where the power plants are, but all the power is going to Botswana. But now, even in Botswana, they're doing load shedding because I guess the electricity production is now they're even over capacity, even with doing load. Now they're so over capacity that they've started doing load shedding in Botswana as well. So that them's the breaks. But yeah, check out this. Oh my God, 101. Tuesday's gonna be miserable at home. Miserable. But here, check this out. This is why I came here. So today is a beautiful sunny day here in Cape Town. It's about 60 some degrees, maybe 65. 64. But check out the forecast. So if I'm going to, if I'm actually going to go and do something like do the parasailing or whatever the heck it's called, I probably want to do it today. I probably won't do it, but it's supposed to rain and be cloudy. I'll tell you another thing that was really nice. So because I'm a little jet lagged. I didn't wake up at some insane hour at like 3. I fell asleep around 11:15, 11:30, and I woke up at around 5, which is a lot better than I had hoped for. So I think I'll probably get to sleep a little early tonight, probably around 9 or 10, and then I'll be back on track. I should be able to get a good night's sleep. Usually at a new place, even though this isn't a new place, but I haven't been here in a year, so it's kind of a new place. I just have trouble sleeping that first night. I just have trouble getting a good night's sleep, but I think tonight I should be able to get a good night's sleep. Not Sure says, I'll be in Italy in 8 days. When do you leave for Italy? When is that? I know you were talking about that. When is that trip? All right. Also, what are you doing up at 6 o'clock? Like, why are you up at 6 o'clock? What are you doing up at this hour? Check out. Actually, let's check out. You leave on the 29th. And you're gone for 8 days. That seems like a short trip, actually. Well, I guess. Well, I was getting ready to say, I guess if you've got work, it makes sense. But then I remember you telling me you don't have work. So you said you couldn't sleep. No, you couldn't sleep because you knew I was going to be live at 6 a.m. That's what it is. I'm convinced that's what it is. All right, so you leave on the 29th, and you're gone for 8. Okay, so there's the 29th. All right, so I'm going to put this on my calendar. Not sure in Italy. All right, perfect. All right, so now I know, and I'm going to mark this as red. I'm going to put this as red because that way it's important, right? Because I'm going to notice, I will notice if you're not on the stream. I'll notice if you're not listening. So, all right. No, I do not want to get better notifications. All right. Oh, so you're going to be gone on the 4th of July. So actually, I wanted to see, was yesterday, when is the winter solstice? Okay. So the solstice was this morning, a little before I woke up. Okay, good. So you can see here, the winter solstice was June 21st at 4:41 a.m. Now, of course, we are in the southern hemisphere, so that's why it's winter. The summer solstice for the southern hemisphere. This is one of, I think I've mentioned this before, but this is one of those things that I just find bizarre that people don't understand. That, like, there's so many people that I thought it was just common knowledge that if it's summer in the northern hemisphere, then it is winter in the southern hemisphere, and vice versa, right? Like, I just thought that was just common knowledge. But there are so many people that do not understand that. Also, I got into this argument a couple of months ago, a Facebook argument, because somebody was saying, well, Icelandic summer begins on May 31st or whatever date he said. And I was like, well, and I was being that guy. Where I was like, well, actually, summer begins on June. The summer always and then he didn't understand that. What I was saying is like, no, scientifically speaking, summer has a scientific begin and end, like every season does. And there's actually I guess it would be a climatological or maybe a geological. I don't know. I'm going to go with there's a climatological begin and end of each season, and there's a meteorological begin and end of each season. But the whole fact that like the northern and southern hemispheres are opposite, like the fact that people don't know that, I find so bizarre. I thought that was common knowledge. Oh no, I'm leaving in 8 days. I'll be there for 3 weeks. I'll be there until the 20th. Okay, I got to update my calendar then. I got to make sure. All right, so then you'll be at the same time zone as me. So then you should have no excuse for listening. You should have no excuse to not be on my streams. Okay, good. All right, so June 29th to July 20th. Excellent. Man. So I'm assuming, I know you're single and you have no pets. I'm assuming you have no pets, so you can just pick up and leave for 3 weeks. You don't have to talk to your wife about it. You don't have to arrange for somebody to come over and feed the cats. You don't have to arrange for somebody for your dog to go stay at somebody's house. Oh my God. Oh, the freedom. The freedom. Oh, the freedom. God, that sounds so wonderful. It really does. It does. I lived like that. So I had a cat for 17 years and she died. She died in like her death anniversary was just recent. And I know that because it was on my calendar. Let me look it up. But it was like literally like a week ago. So she died sometime in June. And at that point when she died, I had no pets, I had no girlfriend, and I was single. And I was like, oh my God. And so like I took one trip, which is good. Well, like I'm glad I at least took the one trip. That was the first time I went to Newfoundland and had a great time. also, I was really big into drinking then, and I was also a lot slimmer, and I was single. And I don't think women are as shallow as men, but women are shallow. And so when you're slimmer and like you're in good physical condition, it's a little easier to get women. And so I had a lot of fun on that first trip because the Canadian people, the Canadian women, they're very nice. They're very generous. Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm just checking out some messages here. Okay. So yeah, so you will be in Italy. So that means we'll be in the same time zone, I think. I know you'll be in Tuscany. Tuscany time zone. Oh, okay. You'll actually be an hour ahead of me. No, wait a minute. No, we will be in the same time zone. What time? Wait, Cape Town time zone. Yeah. So we'll be in the same exact time zone. So there you go. Not Sure says, I used to have a cat, but she passed away a few years ago. Same thing here. And then and so I was a free man. Like I went to Newfoundland, had a wonderful time, really good time in Newfoundland. But then I came home, and what did I do? I got a girlfriend. And I should also mention that when my cat died and I had this moment of freedom, this like brief flight moment of freedom, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. It was a condo, but I was renting it, so it wasn't my condo. And so it was so easy to just pick up and go away for like a month. And like, the only thing I would have to do is just like call my buddy Dave and be like, hey, can you pick up my mail? Like, or actually I could just tell the building like, hey, I'm going away. Can you grab my mail? Like, oh, that's it. That's it. I didn't have to, oh my God. And also, like with a condo, I don't have to worry about somebody cutting the grass. I don't have to worry about that. And also, there are pros and cons to renting and owning. And I will say that with there are some people that are like, I would never rent again because it's just throwing your money away. Which there's some truth to that, but at the same time, there is a lot of freedom in having your refrigerator break and you make a phone call and be like, hey, you need to get a new fridge in here. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to arrange it. You don't have to pay for it. It's just like, I had it good. But then what did I do? No, I went and got a girlfriend, and then I bought a house, and then I got a cat, and then I got another cat, and then I got a dog. Well, actually, it was, I got a girlfriend, I got a house, and then I got a wife, same one, and then, girlfriend, house, cat, wife, cat, dog. Screwed it all up. I had a good thing going, but no, I was like, no, I want a house because I actually want to cut grass. What a fucking idiot I was. My condo is huge. I need to move into a smaller place. Dude, so when I bought my house, it's not a big house. It's like a 2,400 square foot house. It's not huge, but it's a nice size. But I moved from my girlfriend was living with me in my apartment for a little while, for like a few months, and it was a small apartment. It was a 1-bedroom. It was all I needed. It was like an 800 or 900 square foot apartment. I didn't need a lot, and then she moved in. It was a little crowded when she moved in there, but it was just the two of us, and we moved in from a 900 square foot apartment to a 2,400 square foot house, and there was so much room. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much room because we didn't really have anything. And now my house is just, when my wife and I, when we moved into my house, it caused so many fights. Like we would get into arguments because she has a Honda CR-V, and she would just come home and be like, can you come help me? And I'm like, with what? She's like, oh, I got some stuff. She just kept coming home with stuff. Just stuff. Like, oh, I got a new table. Oh, I got a beanbag chair. I'm like, why? Oh, because it was free. I was like, well, just because it's free doesn't mean you have to take it. Like, what? Oh my God. And now the house, there's so much stuff in the house. There's so much stuff. When my cat died and I was in the little condo and I was single, like, I remember she died. I put her down on a Saturday, and then I went from the vet where I took her up to my house in Frederick and buried her. I had to call my tenant and be like, hey, I want to bury my cat in the backyard. Is that cool with you? My tenant's very cool. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So I buried my cat in the backyard, and then I went home, and then I like took her litter box and like basically anything cat related, I just threw it all away. And then I just didn't stop. After I threw all of the cat stuff away, I was like, well, why do I need these shit? Like, I mean, I threw a ton of shit away, and then it was just like barren. It was just like a couch, a coffee table, a television stand, a television, a bed, and like that, like it was so bare bones in the apartment, and I loved it because there was like this freedom to like having nothing. And then I just went and screwed it all up. My condo, okay, it's 4 floors with a garage. Wait, you have a 4, I'm confused. You have a 4, your condo has 4 floors? What? Are you talking about the condo building or your condo? I have textbooks from college still. I need to get rid of them. Never looked at them. I do too. I not only have textbooks from college, I have, and one thing I will not throw away is like books. I feel weird. I won't throw books away. I give them away if I'm going to get rid of them. But I still have all of my college assignments. Every single assignment I did in college. I can't say 100% every single assignment, but the vast majority of the assignments I did in college, I still have. No, my condo. I basically live in a tower. So your condo is literally 4 stories? 4 floors with a garage? Oh, it's not a condo, it's a townhouse, isn't it? That would be a townhouse. Like, what makes it a condo? It sounds like you're describing a townhouse. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Attack State 6, was it? Oh, not, what am I doing? It's tall and skinny. It has a that is the weirdest looking. I know you said you live in Reston, or was it Herndon? I don't remember if it was Reston or Herndon, but I'm like mentally scanning both of them, trying to think of like any building pops out. But I really don't know. I mean, I lived in Reston. Like the condo I'm talking about was over in Reston. It was right by the Sheraton. Or is it a Sheraton? Well, there's like a Sheraton and then there's another, the Westin. There's a Sheraton and a Westin right next to each other. And then there's an apartment building there. I lived in that apartment, or the condo building. Excuse me. It has a condo association, so it's technically a condo. That's bizarre. I would say it's not a condo unless I would say the building is not a condo unless it has elevators. Unless it has public use elevators. And I mean public by like people in the building. I live near Clock Tower in Herndon. Okay, I know where Clock Tower is. Huh. Old girlfriend lived over right next to some apartments behind Clock Tower. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say something, but no. I was a weird relationship. I dated her when I was dating her when I got diagnosed with cancer. And then I had to break up with her because she was like, it was weird. Like, she was trying to be supportive of me, but then it felt like she was kind of co-opting my cancer for sympathy among her friends. And like, I don't know if that's what she really was doing, but that's what it felt like. And I think I was just too stressed. I was too stressed with everything. And so I was like, I had cancer, for Christ's sakes. Of course I was stressed. So I was like, I had to break up with her. I was like, nope. Okay, so here's the thing about redoing the inventory, the system. I had this whole plan. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get on the plane, and I'm gonna, because I'm old school. Like, I'm old. I'm not old school. I'm just plain old. And I still like to kind of use pen and paper when trying to like figure out how I want to design something, how I want something to work, how I want to like structure things. And so I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on the plane. I'm going to get on the plane, and I'm going to have 13 hours to do nothing. Right? I'm going to be able to watch movies. I'll be able to sleep. I'll be able to, but I was like, in that time, I'm going to use a pen and paper or my iPad, right? I don't mind using my iPad so much, like with its pen, but I was like, I'm going to sit and I'm going to figure out how I want to structure the inventory system and the item system in general. But I still don't have a cohesive plan. I still don't, because I don't know exactly what it is I want. I will say I do have a better idea of what I want, and let's talk about that. You ever seen that one YouTube short that kind of went viral a while back? There was this guy. He had one of those like mustache, one of those like curly mustaches that I envision Not Sure having. And he had this big frog on the screen, and somebody was like, people have suggested, he's talking about the frog, people have suggested that Lily is CGI. Let's talk about that. So that's what I just thought of that YouTube short when I said, let's talk about that. But it turned out the reason people thought this frog was CGI is because you had him sitting there, and the frog looked like the size of like a backpack, probably. It looked like a huge fucking frog. But what it was is that he was positioned back, and then he had the frog like really close to the camera, and then it was focused and positioned in a way that the frog just looked huge, and then he picked the frog up and brought the frog in. You could see the frog was really little. So it was a perception thing. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent. All right, so let's just close a bunch of stuff, and let's talk about kind of where my head was at. So I started thinking about items in general. And like, what do I want them to do? Let's make this a little bit bigger. I still don't know if I have an answer. What do I want them to do, right? So I was thinking of like, I realized, okay, well, we already, like, what items do we have in the game already? We have a knife, we have a pistol, we have a cell phone, which is special. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But then we also have a lamp. We also have light doors. Doors are also kind of an item as well. I think, okay, is that the therapy gecko? I don't think it was a therapy gecko. It was like, let me see. YouTube, let's ask Grok. Grok might be able to find it. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm thinking of a YouTube short where a guy with a curly mustache literally has what looks to be a giant frog in frame, and then he says something like, people say that Lily, the frog, is fake. Is fake. Let's talk about that. And then it turns out that it was a depth perception trick, and the frog was simply close to the camera. Find this video. I have a feeling it's not really going to be able to do this. Maybe it will. Oh, Lucas Peterson featuring hit Dumpy. Oh my God. I was getting ready to say, like, I don't think Grok will actually be able to do it, but I think he did. I think Grok did. Let me see. Lucas Peterson, Dumpy. This is it. This is it. Let me turn the music. Let me stop the music. If I can. Why won't the music stop? Okay, I had to close the window. I don't know what I was doing. All right, let me see.
So you want to learn about Dumpy? Well, let's talk about him. I got him in 2019, which makes him about 4 years old.
This isn't it.
He's an Australian.
I mean,
white.
that's the guy, and that's the frog. But oh, this might be it.
Dumpy and I are making art right now.
No.
Well, we.
Let me find his channel.
Dumpy and I are. We're making a video game, and we need your help.
No.
because
I'm
your
making a video
imagination-
game. I need enough help with that already. So this is, I can't find the guy's channel. What did Grok's, oh, because I want to find his channel, then go to his videos and find from there. I refuse to use TikTok. I very, very rarely actually use TikTok. And I have no shame in saying it is because I do not trust the Chinese. Not sure says, oh, he says you found it. Okay, did you find it? Let's see.
So you want to learn about Dumpy? Well, let's talk about him. I got him in 2019.
So
which
this
makes
is the
him
one I
about
just looked
4
at, but
years
it's
old.
not the actual
He's
video I
an
was
adult.
thinking of.
They
I
get
don't
about
think.
these pads makes
Yeah.
them known for being. They have an even a bigger.
Is that his
smile.
actual channel? Let me see. If I go to popular,
People have been. This is my pet Eastern Tiger salamander. People have been saying they think Dumpy is fake. Well, let's talk about it. Some people are thinking that maybe she's CGI, kind of like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, and that I don't even own a frog. But that's just not true. And some people have been asking me to hold her, to prove that she is real. So that's what we'll do.
this is it.
This is Dumpy. She is an Australian white tree frog, and they typically get 4 to 5 inches. Well, let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. I need to. There was a clip program that I used years ago. I should because I feel like I've established enough of a routine with this stream, where I need to be able to have a soundboard, just push and just have certain things like the and then that would be one. That's the only one I can think of offhand. So I don't know if a soundboard is worth buying just for one of those. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the stuff. Let's talk. Wait a minute. I want to see if I can do something here. Let me see. Trying to think because I have my iPad here off screen, and I want to try. Let me see. Share. Okay. Easy. All right. No. It's so weird. Like the share functionality on my iPad. Because I send a lot out. Like if I see a YouTube short or something, I'll email it to myself so that I don't forget about it. And then what happens is there's an autocomplete that shows you like all of the it has a few options for who you can send that email to, and for whatever reason, my ex-girlfriend Liz is always right there. I have not emailed Liz in ages, but right there. Okay, how can I get back to? I need to put this back up. Okay, wait a minute. Give me a second. Okay. iPad. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm back. Okay, I've got my thing. Not sure it says TikTok has cancer. I could not agree more. It is. And like my daughter and I, we share a lot of we share a lot of shorts with each other. But she always sends me TikToks, and I'm like, I love you, but I'm not going to click it. But I do click it. But I will not sign up for an account. And like if you click a TikTok link on your phone, it won't even let you use it or let you view it. You have to install the app. So I have to wait until I get to the desktop, or I have to go into a browser, make the browser think I'm on a desktop. These are the challenges that are in my life. That's in my life. Okay, is this All right, let me download this. All right, so this is just kind of a brain dump of everything. Like I was thinking, like what we have the one class that's called equipped item controller. I think that's going to end up basically just becoming inventory control. And then you can see here, like the owner will be a game entity. The owner is, of course, who the inventory belongs to. The inventory itself will be a list of game entities, the equipped item. So the inventory controller, it'll have a concept of the equipped item, the actual item that you're holding. Let me get the chat back on the screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, what happened? Okay, bring this back. So you have the equipped item, which is separate from the game entity. Then I was trying to come up with an API for like what basic functions are in it. So equip an item, obviously set equipped item essentially, drop item, throw item, those are pretty explanatory. Then I was thinking of attack. So you're going to be able to attack, which we already have, but then it's interesting because pistols attack different than knives. So you still need some concept of having a specialized attack if you need it. Possible types of interactions. Oh, I was just trying to think of things because I'm trying to think of how to abstract this functionality, and then I was really thinking of like how do I really kind of this is what I accomplished in 13 hours. I know you guys are highly impressed, but the point is I'm still confused. Like I still don't quite know how to do this. Let's just kind of start typing it out, I guess. Inventory. Oftentimes what I'll do is also I'll just kind of start typing out my dream API and then I kind of go with that. Not Sure says lots of that just goes into the item. Yes, a lot of stuff is in the, well, that's the tricky part. A lot of it's in the item, like the attack, but how does it conceptually make sense if I have a knife for that to be, I mean, I guess it does make sense, but we already have it where, how do we do it now? We have a pistol interaction. See, this is so poorly named, but this is just a symptom of poor design from the get-go, right? This is on me, but you know what this is another thing we need on the soundboard I was talking about. This is my first Unity project ever, so cut me some slack, okay? Okay. Max is in the room. Stuff by Max. Mac. Yeah, I know. Yeah, tell me how you really feel about Mac. Tell me how you feel. No. I love my Mac. You guys are crazy. I do. I love my Mac. I love my Windows machine at home too. I like them both. I go both ways. Anyway, Not Sure is saying hi. Isn't inventory just the container? Oh, it's so much more. It's so much more. Okay, let's start thinking. Let me just type out some conceptual code. Let's say, if I have player, no, inventory controller, and then if I have item, class, game entity. I feel like I'm overthinking this way too much, but that's just how it goes. But then we would have a class pistol, right? Entity. No. All right, let's start with what I know. Inventory controller, it will have an owner, and that itself will be a game entity. This could be a player, NPC, or a chest, you know, for example, if you have things inside of a treasure chest, but that, again, this might be overthinking it. What else did I put in there? Then you have the inventory itself, which is just a list of, there should be like, let's see, so there's game entity, we probably need, and I think we already have item entity, and then you would have like character entity, right? Because character entity would be either the player or NPC. Item entity would be knife, it would be but it could also be a lamp. Pistol would actually come from item entity. So the inventory would be a list of item entities. All right. Hey, not sure. I think you'll have an item handler that interacts with the items in the inventory, which I already do. I already have that. What are we making? Look in the, are you asking, or so Max, are you asking like overall what are we making? Or are you talking about what specific thing are we making that's part of the overall thing we're making? Oh shit. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. You want to see something? I just noticed that my laptop didn't have power. You want to see something? This is what I had to do. Look at that. So this goes to the wall, and then this is a converter of one type, and then my Max plug is that. Anyway, but South Africa, here in South Africa, they use like two different types of They use like two different types of plugs. That is some big ass TV. We're talking about the one behind me. It's not that big. Oh, so Max, look in the description of the video. There's links in there that will take you to the project in GitHub and talks about what the game is. Although some of it is old and needs to be updated, but you'll get the picture. Okay. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. And I tried setting up my Pocket Osmo 3 as a webcam, but oh my God, I don't have power again. What's going on? I gotta figure this out. Oh wait, I have another idea. Give me a minute. The power's not reliable on the Mac. I'm working on it. I got it. I figured it out. I think I got it. I switched to using a good old fashioned American plug, right? Because I mean, let's be honest, guys. If you want to do something well, if you want something to work, use American. World War II inspired aesthetic with Andean mythological overtones. Yeah, that's old. That's also a lot of that's generated by AI. But yeah, I mean. So will there be Adolf? No, Adolf Hitler will not be in this video game. I am sorry to disappoint you, but something tells me you can find other video games where he's in it. Oh, come on! I don't want to cut myself. So basically. We haven't talked about it in a little while, so let's talk about it because it'll distract me from doing what I really need to do, and therefore I can talk about what I want to do. So the game, it's going to be the way I envision it. It's going to be a survival game. It has evolved a little bit since I originally set the project up, and it will probably continue to evolve. But essentially, at its core, it is a survival game. I would like to have some concept of horror in it, but I think that's just going to basically be like, it's not going to be monsters or ghosts or anything. It's just going to be the bad guys, right? And but what it is you play, the player character basically is a dad, and I know that might be some phobic or whatever, but he's a dad, and so you'll have your player character, and then you'll have NPCs that are your family, your dad. Right now we have this green guy, and I used to call him the sun, but he's not as the sun in the sky, but sun as in son and daughter. But he's kind of morphed into just being green guy right now. But basically, you will be able to control the NPCs, and you will have to strategically control the NPCs to have them help you escape. But part of the game will be how many of your family members can you rescue along with yourself? And then, of course, the more of your family that you do rescue, the more you win, I guess, the more points you get, or, you see what I mean, right? Like, there'll be different levels of winning. But that's the idea. So, like, we have the one mechanic, which we haven't used in a while, so let's go ahead and try and use it. We have the one mechanic built for being able to control the NPCs, which actually I think is a very nice little... oh my god, this is... yeah, I forgot how slow this is, running OBS. So we have this guy. So you can label points, right? So we can label this. We can tell the green guy, all right, now we give it a point. And we have this point 1, right? And we confirm the name of that. And now we tell the green guy, we go, hey, yo, you, go to, all right, go to point 1. And we tell him to go. And now he's going to go over there, but he's going to be standing right in front of the guards. And the guards are going to, yeah, they're going to attack him. And then eventually they're going to kill him. So anyway, but that's just one of the, and now, but you can see they killed him. But actually, I still love that mechanic just kind of worked. Remember how we built the pieces, but we didn't have to build anything specifically for that to work. It just kind of worked because the pieces we built all work together. So will there be 8? No. So bit of particles of Silent Hill? Maybe. I've never played Silent Hill. Maybe somebody who has played Silent Hill can speak to that. What the hell did I just do? Okay. All right. You killed yourself. No, technically I did not kill him. The pink guys, who are the guards, they killed him. I didn't kill him. The pink guys killed him. This is actually kind of painful to kind of run, to try and run the game while I'm using OBS. Oh man, it's gonna be a long 2 months without my PC at home. I wonder if it would do. Nah. I was gonna say I wonder if it would be better on the other computer. How could I? Because I have another Mac with me. I'm trying to think. Like if I had OBS running on one, that was streaming. But then I VP'd in, I desktoped into this one. So this one's only running the desktop client or the desktop server and this. No, it's just too much. Just optimize the game. Yes, Max. Yes, Max. All right, I just want to get I needed something to fidget with. Okay, I got my deck of cards. Okay, so let's get back to it. So we had this, we had, the equipped item. Okay, so then we have the item entity. No. I'm doing it the other way. Game entity. This would be the equipped item. No, what am I doing? Jesus, I'm an idiot. Item entity, okay. And then we had some functions. Drop equipped item is really what it should be. And then throw. Well, you know what? Actually, again, all I'm doing is just kind of typing out my Dream API. And if I do this quite often with work. If I type out how I want to use something, then I know how to build that something, right? I know I get, all right. I'm just blabbing. Okay, drop item. But then you would have drop. Drop equipped item would just be a shortcut, basically, right? Throw item entity. Attack is kind of special, but and then I even wrote it in. I see. I wrote it there in green. It's running in the editor. There's a lot of additional stuff happening. There is. Instead of using stinky C#, use assembly and build everything yourself. I should. As a matter of fact, assembly's for sissies. Assembly's for pussies. I'm going to type out. I'm going to type out the literal ones and zeros. We're going to do this in straight binary, just 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 1. We're going to do it like that. We're going to do it like that. Not sure it says pseudocode. There's the word I'm looking for. Yes, this is all pseudocode. And of course, I spelled it Iraq. That is something different. Are we going to war with Iran? Have you guys heard? I mean, like, every streamer is talking about Iran. And honestly, like the past month or so, I've gotten so burnt out on politics because I was listening to a lot of news stuff on YouTube, and it was just burning me out because it was just, and then it's just all the political, the fighting and the tribal fighting, and I'm just like, oh God, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And so I've drastically scaled back how much of just news media I consume, and it's just I would take a shower and I would listen to news or podcaster or streamers talking about the news or YouTubers talking about the news, and I just can't do it anymore. It's just, and so I've been trying my best to just ignore it, and I was like, okay, what's going on in the world of programming? So I'll type in C# in the news, and Trump wants to attack Iran. No, I just want news about C#. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. So when you're going to rewrite it into binary, would Pi Pico 2 run the game? Max, I can't decide if I like you or if you're a pain in the ass, but I kind of love it. Trump. Let's see. Trump is waving around his big stick. Trump wants to show power to force a peace deal. Yeah, but I mean, isn't that how you should do it? Or I mean, you're not if you want to get people to do. And how much did he play? So this is what I remember about Pakistan and India. I remember they were at war. They were bombing each other, and then suddenly it was out of the news. And only within the past, literally only within the past maybe 10 days, did I hear Asmongold and somebody else was talking about I think Trump even mentioned it, how it was Trump that brokered the peace deal between Pakistan and India, and nobody talked about it. And I was like, oh yeah, Pakistan and India, that was a news story. What happened to it? What became of that? And then so I was wondering, was it true? Did Trump really was Trump really involved in basically having that be top story for a week to being not mentioned at all? Not sure. It says Pakistan recommended Trump. I saw that they recommended Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, come on, Mac. Let me see. I want to look this up. Let's just ask Grok. Well, how up to date is Grok? How current is your data on current events? My data on current events is fresh up to June 21st, 2025. Well, that's good enough for me. What hand or what part did Trump play in brokering a peace deal between India and Pakistan? Pakistan. Grok is very up to date, instant basically. Well, that's good. Okay, good. Okay, so in May 2025, Trump played a significant role in brokering a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. I did not see this reported at all. I did not, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe I missed it, but I do not recall seeing that news story at all. And it would not surprise me if it was basically purposely buried, because God forbid you report on anything positive that Trump does. Let's see. He played a significant role in brokering a ceasefire between India and Pakistan following 4 days of intense cross-border military conflict, the worst in decades. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Trump announced the ceasefire on May 10th, 2025, claiming it was reached after a long night of talks mediated by the United States. He credited himself, J.D. Vance, and Secretary of State Mark Rubio, who I used to not like Rubio, but I'm kind of starting to like him a little bit more, and I'm thinking there's going to be a power struggle in 2028. I think there's going to be a bit of a power struggle between him and J.D. Vance to see, the thing is I really hope that Rubio and J.D. Vance, if they do end up running against each other, it would be really good if they, I don't know. It would just be nice if they didn't attack each other. If they could somehow go into it being being very respectful of the person, but I think you should vote for me because of this. I would really like that, but we're not going to get it. But I don't think. It depends on who the Democrats are. I am not against the idea of voting for a Democrat. I just don't think that. But the candidates they've had since 2016 have just all been horrible. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, sorry, we're getting political now. He credited himself. Where do we go? Pakistan officials, including Prime Minister Sharif, publicly thanked Trump, Vance, and Rubio for their pivotal and proactive role in securing the truce. And Pakistan, as we mentioned, nominated Trump for a 2026 Nobel Peace Prize for his diplomatic efforts. Wow. However, India downplayed the U.S. involvement, insisting the ceasefire was negotiated directly between directors general of military operations of both countries. I'm trying to skip over some of this. Despite the ceasefire, so basically, India also refuted Trump's claims that trade incentives influenced the ceasefire, with the Ministry of External Affairs stating the trade was not discussed. Despite the ceasefire, violations were reported within hours, with explosions in Indian-administered Kashmir of accusations of cross-border firing. Trump's subsequent offer to mediate a solution for the Kashmir dispute, which he inaccurately claimed dated back thousands of years, was met with resistance in India, where third-party mediation is a diplomatic red line due to the night blah, 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 blah. Sources suggest, okay, so basically it sounds like Pakistan is basically like, yeah, Trump's our boy. And India's like, I mean, he wasn't really that big of a deal. But the point is I don't think he was insignificant. Would a ceasefire have been reached without Trump? Maybe, probably, maybe. But it doesn't sound like, okay, let's see. Pretend you are MSNBC. How are you writing this story? Oh God, it's going to give me a super long answer. No. Shorten your answers by about 50%. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to see what Grok would say. I didn't hear the news story either. Yeah, it was not I had honestly, I had forgotten all about that until I started hearing about it about a week ago, when and then a couple days ago, because I was listening to Asmongold, so Asmongold was talking about it, and then somebody else was talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a story, wasn't it? So here's the MSNBC version. President Trump claimed he brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, ending four days of fierce cross-border clashes. And then critics including, all right, never mind. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's making me angry. It's making me angry. Laura Trump might run for president in 2028. Is that the young blonde one? Oh, this is a wife of somebody. That's not actually that's like somebody. Okay, Laura Trump is an American political figure. She's married to Eric Trump. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. But doesn't Trump's children, because he has like a young Like, he has like a young blonde daughter who like kind of got the, she didn't get the best genes. This is her, Tiffany Trump. You know who's going to be president? You know who's going to be president in about 30 to 40 years? This kid. I'm convinced this kid will be president. Maybe he won't be president, but he's going to be something. He's going to be significant. I will probably be dead, but, well, maybe 30 years. Maybe I'll still be around to see some of it. But, no, Ivanka's hot. Max, Ivanka's hot. But Tiffany is the one who's like, I mean, like, I'd still smash, no doubt. But, you know, she wouldn't be my first choice. No, but Barron Trump, like, you got to be 35 to run for president, right? So he'll be able to run for president in 2041. Well, I'll still be around. 2041? Yeah, that's only 16 years. Yeah, I'll be around. But he probably won't run for president until he's 40, so that'd be 2046. That's 5 years after that. Like, I mean, maybe I'll be around. No, but I definitely think Barron's going to run. Or I definitely think Barron is going to be of some. He's going to play some part in the leadership of this country somehow. But I would not be surprised if he enters politics and at least runs for president at some point. Where was he born? Obviously, was he born here in the U.S.? Let's see. He was born, it doesn't say it was born. Okay, so he was baptized in Florida, but it doesn't say where he was born. But it's not, he's a natural born citizen. His father's a citizen, and Ivanka was probably a citizen too. Or not Ivanka, Melania. All right, let's stay focused, okay? Let's stay focused. Stuff by Max, Slavic genes. I mean, Melania Trump is she's an attractive woman. Like, I mean, she is. But she was a model, wasn't she a model? No, she's Slovenian, Slavic. It's a huzit. Let me see. I thought she was a model, right? Model, education, yeah, early modeling career, European, relocating to New York. In September 98, Zampoli introduced Melania to real estate mogul Trump at a party. Donald had a date to the event. Oh my God, what a terrible name. Oh my God, did this person really have this name? Selena Middlefart? Oh my God, what a horrible name. Why would you even send your child to school with a name like Selena Middlefart? Wow. I want to look her up. She was dating Trump and he was rich. She's probably good looking. Okay, I could see it. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, she's 52, 53 years old, but let's see. Yeah, she's an attractive woman. Definitely. Oh, okay. All right. Let's go back to let's go back to inventory. Focus, Senpai. Inventory. Yes. Focus. We're gonna do this. I often when I come on these trips, I have these ideas of like the work I'm going to do on the trip. Not work, because that's its own animal. And honestly, I wish I could talk about work more on this. I wish I could do work on stream, but there might be some issues with that. But when I come on these trips with this fun work that I do, I always have these ideas of like, okay, I am going to accomplish this. When I get back home, I will have finished this. So I commit to you that when I return home, maybe this is a good thing. So I return home on like August 23rd or something like that. Goals for trip. All right. We will have players storing things in inventory. Oh, let's see. No. characters. Well, wait, let's do this. Players putting thing. I can't even focus on this. Players equipping items. Players putting items into inventory. Players equipping items from scene. Equipping items from inventory. Installing GTA. Okay, literally mine D&D name. Installing GTA 5 on PC is a pain. I've never played GTA. I've never played any GTA game on a PC. I've always bought, like when GTA 6 comes out, I will purchase whatever console system is required, and I will play it on that. And that will likely be the only game I have for whatever console that is. Dude, have they even announced what consoles it'll be on? Okay, so it'll be on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. So I have an older Xbox, so I'll just get a new Xbox. I like Xbox. Okay. Maybe this is the way to do it. Okay, we'll just go with the requirements. Players equipping items from inventory. Players dropping equipped items. Players throwing equipped items. Okay. Max says PS, Xbox Series X6. Yep, I like Xbox too. Yeah, I really liked, GTA obviously, and I really liked the Hitman series. But I talked about this before, how that reminds me of that old game, that old Tom Clancy game where basically you were a ninja. I love that game. I love that game so much. That was such a good game. Splinter Cell. That was it. All right. Players throw equipped items. Okay, perfect. Oh, here's a couple other ones I want. Players give item to NPC. Players take item from NPC. Players tell NPC to equip item. Players tell NPC to store item, i.e. in inventory. All right. I probably should have done this a long time ago. Oh, Splinter Cell was amazing. So Splinter Cell, yeah, it was a really good. I remember, I've talked about this before, but that's another thing I need on the soundboard is when I say, I've talked about this before, because I say that a lot as well. But the one I'm thinking of, because I know there's been several, but the one I'm thinking of was like 2004, 5, 6-ish. And there were two modes. There was the game itself, like the game that had like a story and missions and all of that. But then there was the multiplayer mode. And in the multiplayer mode, you could play either on the ninja team or on the soldier team. And in the ninja team, and on the ninja team, you had to work together with your teammates in order to complete, like you had to like get these like computers, you had to hack these computers and get some data, blah, 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 right? But you had to work together because like you could like one player could like climb on top of the other player and like crawl, like it was awesome. And like of course you could do the thing where you're like hanging upside down and then you drop behind the NPC and you can unalive him, as the kids say these days. But the thing that was horrible about that is like the ninja mode of the multiplayer game was awesome. But then when you tried to play the actual story game, the ninja mode had different controls, different POV. It was horrible. And it was so disappointing because all I wanted to do, I just wanted to play ninja mode but I wanted to play in the game. Like I wanted to play the game because it was really difficult to play ninja mode in multiplayer because you had to find teams. Because it had to be at least 2 people. So you had to find teams. You had to find. And then what would happen also is like you would do rounds, right? Where if let's say there were 4 people, 2 in the ninja and 2 in the soldiers. So the people that played the ninja, and maybe you're a soldier, and then in the second round you would swap. But what would happen often is that like, people just wanted to play the ninja mode. They just wanted to be a ninja. So they would go in, they would play their ninja mode, and then they would leave the game. So then you would spin around playing as the soldier, and then you never got to be a ninja. It was awful. I don't. Did you play Vegas? No, that was the game I'm talking about. Whatever it was, that was the only Tom Clancy game I played. That was it. And I'm not a big gamer. I don't play a lot of games. But I did like Hitman. That was the other. I remember one weekend I bought a couple of Xbox games. For some reason I had weed, and then I spent the weekend just getting high and playing video games for a weekend. It wasn't bad. Okay, so players give item to NPC, players take an item from players tell NPC to equip an item, players tell NPC to store the item. Now, outside of attack, because then there's this whole other, the part that's kind of tripping me up, right, is that we will have attack, which isn't terrible, right? Like players can attack. And we already have this. Players can attack with item. And then, But the thing is that there's other actions, right? There's ours, as I called them. But this is another thing. Like I was calling something. This is what I realized on the plane the other night was like, I was calling, like I was making things ambiguous by having this whole naming convention of interactions, where really it should be like actions. So let's see what AI came up with. Equip item, drop item, throw item, give. Okay, well, yeah, that's just the same thing I have up there. It's just reworded. Okay. All right. But then you think about other actions, like one thing I was thinking of is like think of a flashlight. Like a flashlight's a good example because a flashlight, you can have an attack with the flashlight, right? Because you swing the flashlight and you hit somebody on the head. That's an attack. But you could also turn the flashlight on and off. So then I was thinking, okay, well, should we do this? Maybe I'm trying to do too much. Maybe, because I think what like games like GTA do is they have like a primary action and then a secondary action. And then that's kind of all you can do with the items. So you could kind of think of like a flashlight, like I was going to say you could think of a flashlight where the primary action's attack and then the secondary actions turn on and off. But maybe attack shouldn't even be one of the actions. Maybe you have attack and then you had a primary action and secondhand action. F for flashlight. Yes. Hitman 3 is good. I don't know which one I have. This was like 2017, 18 when I bought, and it was a used Hitman game. So it was probably already old. But it wasn't bad. I kind of liked it. I didn't like it. I mean, I did like it, and I wouldn't mind trying some other Hitman games. All right, sorry, I'm just getting distracted over here. F for light bulb, Hitman 3. I wanted to look something up real quick. We're not getting anything done today. Just accept that as just accept that. We're not doing any programming. We're making no progress, but I will commit to you, the listening audience, that by the time I return home, we will have this inventory item shit settled. You'll be able to do these things, and you'll also be able to attack. And then I'm not saying we will necessarily be able to, so like another thing, like think about cell phones, right? Like the cell phone, what's the action on a cell phone? I guess the action on the cell phone would be to open up the cell phone. And then within the cell phone, you could like, we're not going to recreate everything in the cell phone, but I do want to be able to like send text messages, and it'll probably be like canned text messages, though later on we can incorporate some AI stuff into it, which would be really cool. And you could do it, right? Because you can use AI to take a message and then basically determine the general gist of that message and then action off of the gist of the message, right? Which would be actually really cool, and with which we should totally do. But it's not as though every individual thing inside of the cell phone that you can do is a separate action. I think the action of a cell phone would be opening up the cell phone, and then and that just opens up a whole nother experience, essentially. It's unrelated to items necessarily. Still better dev than Pirate Software. Oh, that guy. Yeah, my doctor said that I basically I went through second puberty. I went through no. I bet you he's using some voice modulator thing. I bet you. Mind you, I mean, like, I would love to have a tenth of the success at streaming that he has. So maybe some of this is coming from jealousy, probably a lot. But dude is like the second puberty. Oh, this is second puberty. My doctor said I went through second puberty. Pirate software, real voice. Yeah, I remember seeing this. Yeah, here he is.
Welcome to Denver Comic Con. I'm HB Duran for Video Game News Source, and I'm here, guess where? With the games, of course. I'm here with Thor, founder of Pirate Software. How's your show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love the games, so it's been awesome.
So speaking of games, what do you have for us today?
So we have Champions of...
I got the feeling Pirate Software is more of an admin, not a dev. I thought he was QE. Wasn't he a tester? I thought he was a tester. You can train your voice to be lower. I suppose you can. And also, like, you put some reverb on the microphone, and then you can actually dip it down a little. Like, you tone down the treble, you boost the bass, you put a little reverb on it, and then you talk more from your diaphragm. And but to go from that.
Breakfast, which is a twin stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam, blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that game is pretty difficult. So if you're into really hard arcade games, that's...
Is second puberty real? Well, let's see. Maybe it is. Second puberty is not a recognized medical term, but rather a colloquial term used to describe the physical and hormonal changes that occur in adulthood, particularly in women as they age. Really? Yeah. Is second puberty a real thing? And it's mostly a woman thing. It's mostly a female thing. Mostly things not related to Pirate Software. Wow. Now, no. The thing is like, no. The guy, like, I mean, because he shows up on all your shorts. Like, how could he not? Like, every day, for a while there, every day there was a new Pirate Software short. Like, just constantly in my shorts feed, in my feed. And, yeah. No, I don't know. Thor is listed, Thor is listed as a programmer for Heartbound. I was mistaken. But more people come bitching about that game also, because it hasn't come out, and he's been working on it for years, which, I mean, I could see my project becoming that way. However, I think he raised money for his, right? And I think he even, like, I think they had some release, and then people paid money, and I think that's where people were like, that's why people got angry, is because they actually gave money, and now this project is pretty much dead. It's like it's never been worked on, and it's been in the works for years and years and years. And like, mind you, like, I could see this thing. Like, I would love to be able to say that, oh yeah, our game's gonna be released next year. Well, summer of 2026 is gonna be like. But I could also, unfortunately, see it being something that that's worked on for like 10 years or whatever. Like, you know, I could see that. But I would never ask you guys. I would never. Well, okay. I was gonna say I would never ask you guys for money. I might ask for donations. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to put something on Steam and be like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out next year," you know. No. I think my voice changed 3 times. Max says. I think my voice has been pretty much the same. But I guess I know that's what Matthew McConaughey. Oh no! Like in the Wolf of Wall Street, when he was doing this thing, I know he was talking about how like he normally does that before takes because it helps him focus, but it also helps make his voice deeper. So I need to do this. I need to do this before I stream. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right. How to change my voice on Mac. I don't know. I would have to download some other software for it. Heartbound is still listed as a demo, but hasn't it been listed as a demo for like multiple years? Heartbound, Steam. Your project is hobby, same as mine, but he is selling it for money and was funded by yes, that's right. Kickstarter in 2017. Yes. Like, that's exactly right. Like, it's a hobby, right? What I'm doing is a hobby. Whereas it looks like he was like, what is this? 9,000? No. Oh, it's because I see a comma. I see 9,99. I'm like, wait, 9,900? I'm like, what the hell? But it's $9.99. But I do not, I hate this. But because I'm in South Africa, they're using the comma. I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's what I assumed. Wait, I don't want to read about puberty. See this? Look, it says right here, 9,99, and I assumed it did that because I'm in South Africa, and a lot of European countries, or like a lot of non-American countries, will use commas for decimals and vice versa. But okay, so Heartbound has a wiki page. I would love for our game to get a wiki, but I was talking about this the other night. Like, I don't want to die before I have a wiki page, and I want wiki page for a good thing, right? I don't want like my mind's going dark places. So and now I'm thinking I need to just shut up. Okay, let's look at the wiki page. But I want a wiki page for good things, like something good, like he was known for saving puppies and rescuing orphans from floods, like that kind of thing. That's what I want to be known for. I could make a wiki page to make you happy. Yeah, but they would just delete it. Like it would just get deleted, right? Like, but do it. No, wait. No. Got to be careful what you wish for. I don't know you, Max, and I don't trust you. Depends on what the wiki page would say. Like, Addie, inspirational programmer, world traveler, and international playboy. No, I'm married. So, former international playboy. There we go. So Max can create it, and then Not Sure can edit it. Okay, all right, I'm liking it. How you can't trust fellow dev. Heartbound is an upcoming role-playing game. Upcoming. Early access was December 25th, 2018. Do we want to, here's something. Do we want to set a deadline for ourselves? Like a deadline for early, like a beta, early access? Now, here's the thing. If we do, I'm thinking it's going to be like late next year. I see December 25th. I'm thinking, well, we could like set a deadline for December 25th, 2026. We could do that. We could try to have some type of project management behind this. 2030 Max says. I mean, that's probably more realistic, right? No, don't make it a job. If I don't make it there has to be some discipline, though. That's why I suggested it. Let me think that over, because that's why I suggested it. Because and I'm not talking about discipline for like you, Not Sure, or Matthew, or Max, like whoever else wants to help out. I'm talking about discipline for myself, because I would like to have a game on Steam. Like I would like, but then there's part of me that's like, maybe I'm being overly ambitious, and that's why this is doomed for failure. So I'm like, well, maybe I should I don't, you know what? I was thinking of like some kind of like spinner, like 2 spinners. Like one would be a list of games. The second one would be a list of games. Like it would be like Tetris combined with GTA with a splash of chess. Like that kind of thing. You just have 3 spinners and then you push one and then and like that kind of thing. Don't turn your hobby into a job. No, it wouldn't be a job, but I would still like. I do want to do this. I do want to do this, but I don't have any sense of. I don't want to say sense of urgency. I don't have any sense of discipline. Honestly, I kind of want to go sit on the porch though. Look at this. I'm gonna disconnect this. Wait. I just want to make sure. Let me make sure I'm not showing anything bad because if I disconnect my iPad, oh. How much battery do I have? That's going to decide this too. 27. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Man, I really want to work out on the porch, but it's so bright. Look at this, though. Look at this. It's just gorgeous. See, I don't know if you can see all the gliders up there. What are they called? Are they paragliding? Is that paragliding? But I thought paragliding involved a boat. But see, this is Lion's Head, and then over here, what you can't see is a Table Mountain. But then there's an island out there. There's an island out there. You can see all the freighters and the boats. And of course, just the beautiful. This is the Atlantic. Just a gorgeous view. And then you go down to, there's a park. There's like a national park, maybe about an hour south of here. And it's just, I was not expecting, when I first came here to Cape Town last year, I was not expecting it to be this beautiful. Like it is absolutely beautiful here. And parasail, yes, parasail. Not sure. We're learning the Unity engine. There's a way to make the game and just crash through it with doing a lot less code. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to do it because I like the idea. I like the idea of being able to I like programming, so I like the idea of kind of being able to. I've always wanted a program where you kind of had, or a game. I've always wanted a game that involved some type of programming in order to win, where you had to basically write and so if we have NPCs that are kind of like working together, and you have to program how they work together and how they accomplish their mission. I like that. I like that idea. I think it's a neat idea. I have a feeling that most gamers will probably find it annoying and probably will not want to do that. But I do feel that there are some gamers who are also programmers who might like that and might find it neat. I was going to say something else. I was going to talk about Cape Town, but I forgot what I was going to say. What the hell was I going to say? Ugh, I don't know. All right. No, it is gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous. But there are some not so great parts. The what are they called? They're not favelas. In Brazil, they're called favelas, but they're what are they called? The little shanty towns. They have a name. They have a name. Like, what are the Grok to the rescue again. Come here, Grok. What are the little favelas or shanty towns in South Africa typically referred to as? No. Townships. That's what it is. The townships. The slums. Yes, they are slums. Tell the NPCs where to move for their route. You could do a job board or something. So again, this goes back to like the visual. So one thing I was thinking, God, there's so much. This is the problem also, is like there's so much I want to do, and then I get overwhelmed and I end up doing none of it, right? Because you can't decide what to work on first, and so you end up working on nothing. But like I was thinking, like one thing to start, like one thing to accomplish would be having the NPC just tell the NPC to go to multiple places, right? Because we can tell it to go to one place, go to that part. So then I was thinking, so I'm picturing some type of dragging interface. So if we go to, what the hell is that? Balsamic, that's it. I think I might have to sign up for a new trial. Yeah. All right, so let's look at this. Or Matthew's probably going to be sad that I didn't use Miro, which we could go to Miro too. You need to make the story. I do. Oh my God. All right, I'm just going to click on everything. Okay. I started this story, but it's not, I mean, but a lot of the story is AI, right? It does need a better story. Like, what is the island? Where, you know, why are you on the island? Why it's a what's it, what's it? Okay, okay, I don't need all of this, just delete it all. Okay, so here's kind of where my head is at. Let's see if there's anything close to what we want. There's really not common. What can we do? Just do a list, right? We have a list here. So point A, home, point B, roof, right? And so part of it, I mean, it's pretty, this is easy enough, right? It's just basically a simple click. You have the list of points. You would see all the list of points on the left-hand side. You would have a couple of buttons. Where would the buttons? Where are the buttons? If I'm a button, where would I be? I just want a button. I want a button, 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 button. Okay, here we go. So this is a very, very basic UI that I kind of picture for being able to tell the an NPC to go to multiple places, right? Very simple. Nothing complicated. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I selected. I want to draw the rectangle. Why will it not? That's weird. Oh. How do I send it to the back? All right. But a very visual, a very very drag and drop, and that's kind of what I would picture all of the pragmatic, the programming aspect of it would all be visual. So let's check out a couple of like visual programming languages to see if we can get any inspiration here in this last 20 minutes. You need to make not the backstory, but the actual gameplay story. So so that's easy enough. Like one of the things I was thinking of, like if you look on the map, I have this island, and like one of the things which we should do one night is simply just have the player, if you go to the island and you stand there for 10 seconds without getting killed, like, well, obviously we can tweak the time and everything, then we have a screen that says you win, right? And then of course it gets a little bit harder if you're like, if you and green guy are within that square, after 10 seconds, then you win even more. You see what I mean? So there will be some difference between just you in the box and then green guy. I think having it on the roof might be a little too easy, although we could make it more difficult. But let's just have it somewhere else on the map that you got to go there. And maybe there's a boat, right? You got to get onto the boat, and then you got to row a certain distance away. That's another possibility that I was thinking of. You get in the boat with green guy, although that involves like, okay, well now we got to think about boat mechanics and how the boat's going to float, and what happens if you jump overboard, and like now suddenly you're adding swimming to the game, and it's like, okay, maybe not. Let's just stick to getting in a place, standing there, boom. How long do you want the gameplay to be? 20 minutes, 60 minutes, 10 hours? I would think I would say between 2 and 4 hours is what I would aim for. 2 to 4 hours. And then there's the whole day-night cycle built into it too. And I was also thinking like, that's another thing. Like, you got to wait for nighttime to do certain things. And then I got so many ideas, but I'm stuck on this fucking inventory system. All right, let's, visual programming. All right, let's see. Grok. That's a fairly big game. Is it? Okay, then what's more realistic then? Well, I would think it's going to be not I would say it's going to be multiple hours. Then maybe 2 to 3 hours then. What are some what are some programming languages in quote that function mostly through drag and drop interface, or IDEs? No, wait. Grok's gonna, okay. Let me start over. What are some visual programming languages? Make your answer concise. Scratch. Block-based drag and drop IDE for teaching kids programming. And honestly, like, that sounds good. Like, because you want something that's, you don't want to have to be a developer or even like a hobby programmer. You don't want to have to make it so that you have to be a hobby programmer in order to play the game. So something that's like block-based, let's look at this. Scratch. Scratch. Let's see, beginner's guide. Let's look at this.
In this video, I'm going to show you the complete beginner's guide on how to make your first game in Scratch. This is very simple, so let's go. So the first thing you want to do...
No, I don't need to know how to...
show. So if we scroll over here down to like this little box here, we can see... And so here, we're going to go into the 3 things up here. I'm going to go into costume. And now as you can see here, we have a...
Okay, so there's like this whole concept of motion.
And I click this, whatever. And then here, we can see... in a way. I'm not going to go into detail. You can just draw something, and then the code is the thing that, like...
Is it a website? Start creating. All right. Okay. Motion. So what do you have here? I'm just curious.
Scratch?
No. I don't want the tutorial. I want to stumble through it and figure it out myself. Move 10 steps. Go. How do I go? 1 hour would probably be good for a first game. Okay. This is about a 1 hour game, and then neuro experiment. Let's see. House of Torment, a downloadable game for Windows. Well, I'm on Mac. That looks like Asmongold. That is Asmongold.
Night.
can make your own stories, games,
Okay,
by
don't
grabbing
tell-
a move block.
Okay.
We can click the block to run it. There are many other blocks to choose from.
Oh.
Check out the different categories.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, what if I turn around? Do they connect? Let's see. No?
Let's go to the sound category and grab a play sound until done block. I'll snap this onto our move block.
Oh, oh, oh! Ooh. Okay, well, how do I play this?
When do we want these code blocks to run? Add an event block on top to start the code. I'll add the when green flag clicked block.
But why? All right, I'm having a little too much fun with this. All right, let's see. Sound. Let's see. Sound. Oh, sound. Meow. Like she had. Oh, and you can put it in. Okay. Why wouldn't it run all the way through? How do you run it all the way through? Let me see. I don't hate this. Like, I don't hate this. This might be even a little bit more than, this might even be a little bit more than what I had in mind. This is, LOL, this is programming for little kids. Yeah. But I'm trying to understand, like, how do you just run the program?
You can easily reorder or delete these blocks at any time.
Okay.
Add as many characters as you want to your project and code each one.
And then how do you run
Check out the tutorials page for ideas and
Well, how do you run it all as one thing, right? Like, where's the play button? That's all I just want the play button. Getting started, add a sprite. Okay, click that, click that. All right, let's look at another one. This is how Legos did the programming for Mindstorm. Blockly, visual block-based language customized for various applications. App Inventor, drag and drop building for Android apps. Snap, extended Scratch with advanced features for education. Tinker, block-based platform for kids learning to code. Let's look at Tinker. I just, okay, yeah, I'm a parent, that's fine. I just want to, oh, and then he has the little, oh my God. Really? Are you really going to make me sign up? Okay. Can I just run? Can I just please, can I just run the program? Okay, you know what? I don't even, you know what? Fine. I'm not. Okay. Bubble, visual programming for web development, OutSystems, low code platform, make code, block-based coding for microcontrollers. Okay, I really want to see Tinker. Let's look at
Barcelona's the kind of city where no matter how
Tinker programming. Get started with Tinker, okay?
Create a new project. Click. Save the project and create.
Okay, so this is very similar to the Scratch thing that we looked at. It looks like the same exact thing.
Using you've added to your project in the actors window just below the stage.
But see, this is the kind of thing, and maybe actually a little more simplistic than this. And then you got to think about things like, I don't want it to be so complex that you need a debugger, right? Because nobody's going to use that, because now suddenly you are just programming. If we're going to go that, we might as well, like, because there's part of me that's even thinking like, well, maybe we should support some typing it out, like some little scripting language. Like, no. I do like I like this. I like this AI. I mean, this UI looks nice. Where you have up here, you have events, animation, sound, physics. Like I could see one of these being like locations, one of them being items, and you know things like I can kind of see this coming to part. Like let's think of an action like go to point, drop knife, or no. Let's say we have a grenade. And one of the actions on the grenade is to trigger it, right? So go to point A is the first thing. Maybe you have to do, go to point A, equip grenade. Action, you know, and then, so basically, yeah, okay, I'm gonna type this out. So I'm just thinking. So go to point A, equip grenade. Now this assumes that you've given the NPC a grenade, or that the NPC has a grenade, not granada, equip grenade. Perform you know what? Actually, primary action on grenade. Or, you know, perform primary action on equipped item. Drop equipped item. Go to point B. All right, like something like that. Like that. Like if we could accomplish that, I think that right there is so much. I think that accomplishes like a lot. And what other thing? So you go to a point, you drop a grenade. So that would be like a one-time action. Like I'm telling you to do this, and you're going to do it right now. Now, how would we handle? So how would we do things like if? Like events, essentially, right? Like I would want. Let's type it out in English, and then we can think about it. If guard comes near, run to point A. So you could add an event, and then see that's where it gets tricky. If guard comes near, how do these programming languages do if statements? Surely they have some concept of a conditional. Tinker programming conditional. Tinker loops, conditionals, and variables part 1. Let's check it out.
This simple maze.
So let me check up on Not Sure's messages. Since you're programming an agent, the Lego Mindstorm code makes a lot of sense. Marketplace Visual Studio Code. Let's check that out. I don't know the programming mechanic. I don't know I'm assuming you meant how. I don't know how the programming mechanics work with the story. Are we programming the sun? We could just use natural language or a map. I still say a tactical map would be useful. So there is this part of me that's like, but again, this is where AI comes in. Like you could, and I remember just out of curiosity asking AI how you would do that. How you could use natural language to be like, hey, if the guard comes nearby, go to point A. And AI can do that because the way it would work is you have, I'm going to butcher it because I just literally read it, but I remember it made a lot of sense because what you can have the AI do is kind of generalize the statement. And then, so like if one of the, where's my mouse? So in the AI configuration, right, you would have like an event like go to, and then it would accept a variable. This is all pseudocode, right? But variable. So the AI, would be able to like, hey, if you tell the NPC, go to point A, or I need you to go to point A, or I need you at point A, or run to point A, walk to point A. Like the AI is going to take all those generalized statements and then boil it down to this go-to variable statement. And so that way you can react to real, I don't want to say it's easy to react to real language prompts, but it's kind of easy to react to real language prompts. But you have to train the model, and then you have to basically include the model in your game. So, but that's way down the road. So I guess Not Sure was talking about a tactical map. It just does an NPC call to ChatGPT. No. So what I'm talking about is offline. I'm talking about an offline. There's ways to do it offline. That would be really impressive to just talk to the Sun NPC with a mic. Yeah, and like you can, like literally, because once you have the Because once you have the language model so that you can say things like, go to point A, go to point A and drop the grenade and run back. Like the AI will break it'll be like, okay, go to, and then variable point A, right? Drop grenade, run, go to, I guess it would have to like save the location or something like that, like current loc equals current location or whatever. No. You'd have to have some type of, you'd have to have some type of like a variable concept internally, right? Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God, there's so much you could do. But the point is once you have this real language interface, then it's really easy to just hook that up to a microphone, and now you can speak. I do think that would be awesome. I would actually like to work on that. I haven't done machine learning since grad school. Work on it. I mean, ask AI, ask AI how to program AI. Because like I said, I was literally like a half-hour conversation. I talk to AI. I talk to AI a lot, not a lot, but I like I went through a little phase that when I would go on my walks, I would use that like phone feature, that kind of like voice conversational feature with ChatGPT. But I like it because you can like talk to it, like you can get like that's how I learned about being able to how you get I was able to get an idea of how you would go about doing this, and it's all very feasible. And there's a lot of this stuff that is free. Like a lot of these assets, a lot of these APIs and libraries, they're all free. So that's a really cool thing. Anyway, all right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna head out. I might go check out, see about the parasailing, because like I said, I think today's beautiful. It's a beautiful day, and I think this is probably gonna be the last beautiful day I have. And then I head to St. Helena. But thanks for joining. Does Grok talk back? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't have the Grok. I don't have the Grok app on my phone, but surely you've seen the ChatGPT app. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not it. Where did it go? Hey, ChatGPT, are you there? It's not there. ChatGPT. No, of course it's not working now. All right, I got a million things I want to do. Yeah, I at least need to start taking these ideas out of my head and putting them like that, right? That's what I need to do. But thanks for joining. Today is Saturday. I might go ahead. I might do a stream tomorrow morning. If I do, I'll go ahead and I'll send out a Twitter, and I'll schedule it and all of that. But thanks for joining. Max, if you're still there, thanks for hopping in. Not sure as always, buddy. Thanks for good to see you, good to talk to you. And I'm not going to commit to tomorrow. I'm not going to commit to any time right now because, I'm in Cape Town. I don't know what's going to happen. So thanks for joining. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye, guys. I said goodbye. Get out of here. Goodbye.